I don't really remember the sound of her voice anymore. That's the first thing I lost. The day my mom died, I was only 10. A quiet Sunday in late October. The leaves were turning, and I had a paper airplane in my hand when the phone rang. My dad answered, and everything changed. They said it was a car accident, a drunk driver. It was fast, and she probably didn't feel a thing. That's what they always say, right? Like somehow that makes it better. But the silence after she was gone, that's what I felt the most. Not the grief, not the tears, just silence. For weeks, I couldn't sleep in my own bed. I'd curl up near the couch where she used to knit, hoping the smell of her perfume would linger just a little longer. And one night, I picked up a pen. I don't know why, I just needed to say something. To her, even if she wouldn't hear it. So I wrote, "Dear Mom, I miss you. Today I got an A on my spelling test. You'd be proud. I wore the blue sweater you bought me last Christmas. It still smells like you." I folded it up and put it in the shoebox under my bed. That was the first letter. It became a routine after that. Whenever I felt too full inside, full of thoughts, sadness, questions, I'd write her. I never told anyone, not my dad, not the counselor, just me and the shoebox. By the time I turned 13, the shoebox was replaced by a bigger box and another. I didn't write every day. Sometimes weeks would pass, but she was always there, in ink, on paper. I told her about my first heartbreak when Jenna left me for Ryan in 8th grade. I wrote about failing algebra and later passing it. I wrote when Dad lost his job and we ate spaghetti 3 nights in a row. Each letter started the same, "Dear Mom," and ended with, "Love, Sam." When I was 16, I found an old mailbox at a thrift shop. Rusted, dented, but beautiful in a weird way. I brought it home, fixed it up, painted it navy blue, her favorite color. I nailed it to the backyard fence behind the garage. And from that day on, every time I wrote a letter, I slipped it in there. It made it feel real, like I was sending it to somewhere. I went to college out of state, a small university in Vermont. The mailbox stayed at home, of course, but the letters didn't stop. I still wrote them, now in digital notes, saved to a folder named "To Mom." Every time I visited home, I'd print them out and drop them into the blue mailbox, like always. Dad didn't ask. Maybe he knew. Or maybe he just thought it was some weird, nostalgic habit. Either way, he let it be. By the time I turned 25, I had written over 300 letters. I wrote when I got my first job, when I got promoted, when I lost that job too. I wrote about the panic attacks, the nights I felt alone in a city full of people. I even wrote when I almost proposed to someone I didn't love. I wrote, "Dear Mom, what if love isn't like you and Dad had? What if mine feels smaller, more afraid?" Then came that one Tuesday afternoon. I was visiting Dad. He was older now, slower. We were having iced tea on the back porch, talking about taxes or weather or something meaningless. And then he said, "That old mailbox still holding up?" I laughed. Of course, still delivering first-class ghost mail. He nodded, but didn't laugh back. Instead, he stood up and said, "Go check it." I blinked. What? The mailbox. Just check it. I thought he was joking, but there was something in his voice, something quiet, something unsure. I walked to the back fence, opened the mailbox. There was an envelope inside. Not one of mine. This one was white, new, neat. No dust, no yellowing edges, just my name, written exactly how she used to write it. I remember that S, always looped too wide, like a musical note trying to escape the page. I walked back to the porch like I was sleepwalking. My dad was sitting there quiet, sipping his tea like nothing was happening. I sat. I didn't speak. I opened the envelope. Inside was a single page, and a letter, in the same handwriting. Dear Sam, I've been reading your letters, every single one. I know it sounds strange, but love has strange ways of reaching across time, across what we call the end. You've grown into a man I am endlessly proud of. I saw the day you stood up for your friend in high school. I saw you cry when you lost your first job and still helped that stray dog that night. I saw you sleep in your car and give your last dollar to someone who needed it more. You think I'm gone, but I never left. Every time you wrote, I heard you, felt you, and I wished, more than anything, I could write back. But there are rules, Sam. Even love cannot always break. Until now. You once asked in a letter if I was proud of who you became. Let me say this clearly. I am. I always have been. But this letter, it's not about pride. It's about release. It's time, Sam. Time to stop writing to the past. Time to live forward. The box has done its job. Let it rest now. And Sam, fall in love. Don't be afraid. Don't wait for something perfect. Just real. That's all love ever needed to be. I love you. More than you'll ever know. Forever. Mom. The world stopped. I couldn't speak. I couldn't breathe. My eyes blurred so fast, I didn't even feel the tears fall, just warmth sliding down my cheeks. I looked at my dad. He was staring straight ahead, jaw tight, eyes glossy. Did you put this in here? I whispered. He shook his head slowly. I didn't write that, Sam. That night, I couldn't sleep. I held the letter in my hands, read it 20, 30 times. Every curve of the pen was hers. I even compared it to an old birthday card I had saved. It was identical. Was it a trick? A gift from my dad? A friend? A therapist? Or something else? A week later, I opened the mailbox again, just in case. Empty. The next week, still empty. I never received another letter, but I stopped writing them too. I began journaling. Not to her, not to the past, just for myself, for the now. And I started noticing the world in a way I hadn't in years. One afternoon, I was walking through the park when I saw a woman sitting on a bench. Her daughter was drawing something on the ground with chalk. I smiled as I passed her, and the little girl looked up and said, "You smell like clouds." I paused, confused. Clouds? I laughed. She nodded and smiled. Her mother apologized. She says strange things sometimes. I said it was fine and kept walking. But something about that moment stuck with me. You smell like clouds. That was what my mom used to say to me when I hugged her after playing outside in the summer. It was something no one else could have known. I don't pretend to understand the universe, or heaven, or ghosts, or fate. All I know is I spent 15 years writing to a woman I thought I'd lost. And then one day, she wrote back. Not to change my life, but to set it free.